Hello world, SirLaurenceNZ here, and today I'm back with another game between Edie and the Viper. This is the third game that I'm casting at the moment, so let's have a look at these guys' maps and civs quickly. So Viper with the Mongols, we'll be expecting him to get up quite quickly, and Edie with the Koreans, possibly looking to draw the game out a bit more. And also Edie falling below the 2400 rating there as well. And I'll just do a quick mute and chat off. There we go. But yeah, these guys have been doing virtually identical build orders absolutely every time. However, in the last game that we casted, the Viper did squeeze out, what was it? Oh, no, sorry, Edie squeezed out one more villager and got up 20 seconds after Viper. But besides that, all of the build orders have pretty much been the same, so we'll just, we'll keep it at 75 speed like we have been for the last few games, but yeah. What was up with that? Not sure. But anyway, looks like both these guys looking even on scout health. Looks like the Viper is trying to deny Edie from luring his deer right now. So Edie moving back into his base to scout up with his scout. In fact, let's look at the let's look at the resources quickly in their base. So Edie got one back gold there and got one front gold, also got one front gold outside of his walls, which is kind of unfortunate for him, but quite normal nonetheless. Viper got two nice back golds and a huge back area like the first game. Edie's also got a fairly nice back area. Now looking at the rest of the Viper's base, he's got a really nice big gold here, but it is at the front, and that's about it. So Viper's got 3 golds, close access. Edie's only got 2 golds, close access. There's 2 golds on the side there's 2 golds on the side as well as a relic here, and a relic down to the south a bit more. Also got a wolf on the inside of it by the looks of it. Yeah, we got a wolf inside of a relic, so that is definitely a holy wolf right there. Holy wolf relic, I don't know, something like that. Viper's got a relic inside of his base. Viper going to lure his deer. Edie as well going to lure his deer. Both these guys having relics inside of his base. That should be a nice level playing field in terms of relics. Edie got a nice close relic on that side. Viper got a slightly close relic on this side, and both got one far relic, as well as those 2 golds at the front. Looking at the stone placement, we have 2 front stones from the Viper, and for Edie, we have a kind of mid kind of stone in its placement. And does Edie have any more stones in his base? Yep, Edie's got a nice back stone here, blended in with his walls. But anyway, these guys looking like they had fairly nice boar lures. Where are the Viper's boars? Has the Viper finished both his boars? Not sure where the Viper's boars are because I don't see them under the TC. Well, I see one boar under the TC there, but I don't see the second one. Did Edie steal the second one? No, doesn't look like Eddie stolen a boar. Viper just got housed. Where is the Viper's second boar? Ah, there it is. Okay, so Viper did get yep. Oh, how the holy wolf indeed. And it looks like Edie did another palisade lure, using the palisades to lure in that deer. Just getting on the other side and making it wander back around. But yeah, what else is worth noting? Not really that much else. It looks like Edie kind of does have a bit of some awkward early game wood here, so if a little bit of pressure comes in with some monks and mangonels, that could kind of force him to the side on his wood line. Sorry, that was the Viper. Well, the Viper's base, and Edie got a pretty nice wood line here, but Viper getting up earlier than Edie. Not sure by exactly how much, but Viper did get one less villager in, and Viper is going to be going up for a very nice fast castle, doing a barracks and stable, like Edie has been doing recently, and Edie doing the same as well, barracks and stable, and then blacksmith as the second feudal age building. Blacksmith at the back for the Viper, and the Viper looking to click up. Yep, Viper has just clicked up. And Edie going to be clicking up any second now. Edie clicking up right now. So, once again, Viper going one villager while going up with one less villager. So he's just going to hit the castle age that tiny bit faster. That might let him take map control and get the extra relics, but both these guys have a relic inside of their base, so no matter what, this monk war is going to result in a fairly even outcome. But looks like these guys having some banter out here, talking about booming. And Eddie always rushing. Not sure what that's about, but, you know, maybe they're doing a practice game. Not sure exactly how it's going to go. Looks like Viper going to be doing, yeah, it looks like these guys might just be doing a training match, to be honest, but anyway. Eddie acknowledging that this definitely is a good place to push, and I definitely agree. Eddie could drop a castle here and try to go war wagons if he really wanted to, but I highly doubt that he'd be doing that. But, 1 second.
Zou je geven? Amar bueno.
Whoops, I had my mic muted. Thank you, Permissive Zebra. I'll just say thanks. Yeah, I kind of had my mouse muted. Not mouse muted. I had my mic muted. Not as bad as when I had the black screen over. Yeah, the black screen over my stream for about 2 hours. Thanks for stream. Anyway. Yeah. At least it's not as bad as when the actual game closed. Wait, sorry, nothing happened. Nothing happened on game 2, guys. Nothing happened. Oh, a very nice mangonel shot from Eddie, going to be able to take it. That monk, with just 100 gold gone from the Viper. That hideous sound of the farm dying. Yeah. The Koreans are definitely good in that game. Also, yeah, Are Koreans good on arena? I don't see them often, yeah. Koreans are really notorious for their late game. They are called the late game powerhouse for quite a good reason, because of all of their tanky, bulky units. You can really just, like, it's so hard to push against a Korean that has like a full army. Like, honestly, it is so difficult. The name of the Korean army is called the Korean Death Ball for a reason. But it looks like Viper is going to be going into some cavalry archers, which is going to be quite interesting with that 20% faster firing. Edie, once again with his Mangonel magic, getting some damage onto the Viper's thing. Wait a second, my door's open. It'll just creak a whole bunch. 1 second. Okay, doors closed. Shouldn't be too loud now. Viper killing the camels with villagers, proving my point that camels are kind of weak against anything but weak against anything but cavalry. And it looks like Viper, well, sorry, not Viper, Edie, going to be getting out some war wagons, but I kind of feel that that's a bit of a silly decision right now, but hey, he has got a castle up. He's denying all of this fort's resources, which I completely missed, actually. But yeah, those war wagons aren't going to be able to do a huge amount, and when they're converted, that's a huge loss. Like, I think they're 120 wood, which is a lot to be losing. But Viper hitting the Imperial, oh sorry, Edie hitting the Imperial Age. Viper hasn't even clicked up yet, but going to be able to kill a lot of villagers that are building the castle here. Viper having to move back though, as the castle will be able to push him back off of the walls. Viper got that one night conversion inside of the base. Could turn around and start trying to damage the castle, but instead he is trying to damage the wall and quickly got it converted. Yes, indeed, Chinese chips streaming is hard. But it's also fun to be able to chat to some of you guys. Viper going to be able to take this Mangonel, possibly. Not quite. Getting away with 6 health. Edie with his magic once again. And getting a nice shot onto those cavalry archers and moving out with his war wagons. This is going to be quite difficult for the Viper to deal with without a huge amount of monks. But, you know, 3 war wagons coming forwards here could definitely convert those, and they're not going to die too quickly, so they could be converted quite easily. But Viper getting 1 war wagon and moving up with his knights right now. Also, Edie with his Mangonel, just going to be causing a bit of a nuisance, doing some good damage to the Mangonel of the Viper, and the Viper moving up with his Ram Rush now, being able to cut off this Treb, and that's quite a big loss for Edie right now. But Edie looks like he is going to be able to keep these villagers safe inside of this area behind his castle, and let's see, this castle is going to be going down quite quickly. The cavalry archers are able to kill the villagers, but they haven't targeted them yet. I think that castle will go down, however. The villagers are being targeted and they won't be able to repair the castle. And the castle is going down any second now. Viper moving forwards with all of these rams. That's going to be able to absorb a lot of that bolt fire from the war wagons, actually. Which is going to be very good for the Viper, but doesn't really have anything to do damage right here. Could definitely do some good work with some spearmen, but it looks like these guys are kind of both dying out a little bit here and focusing on their booms, as their militaries are kind of only down to about 10. Viper definitely making too many rams for this ram rush, actually. Not able to do a huge amount with them, but is definitely able to preoccupy these war wagons. And Edie just moving up with Mangonel, going to be able to deal with these rams even faster, but if he isn't careful, he might lose this Mangonel too. The battering ram. Yep, there we go. Battering ram hitting the Mangonel. Might be able to get it. Not going to be able to get it. Yeah, there we go. And Edie dropping a second castle now. Definitely could have put it deeper inside of the Viper's base, being able to pressure onto all of these farms, but I guess he's just wanting to be less conspicuous about it. But Let's see. Viper. Yes, he does know about the castle, and as Eddie moves in now with all of these war wagons, he is going to be able to do some great damage to the Viper's economy, as the Viper has 10 villagers in that TC. Now, those war wagons, they could definitely hide onto the town center and kill those villagers, but for some reason Eddie moved back. Looks like skirmishers coming out from the Viper going to be able to get some bonus damage against those war wagons, but they're just so tanky it's going to take a lot to kill them. Can't believe castle units winning. Eddie is in the Imperial Age, but he hasn't upgraded them to Imperial kind of level at the moment. He has got an Bracer, which is definitely helping, giving his war wagons a great 7 range and 13 attack, which is quite significant. But yeah, Viper moving out to the side of his base while creating a lot more area to farm and moving up with these skirmishers and knights. Taking that mangonel quite nicely there. And looks like Viper just getting Cavalier now. Eddie getting Onager, so he can kind of do a bit more pressure with some more mobile siege, which will be good for him. And yeah, honestly, if Eddie just moves up now, he could do a lot of damage, and with these Onagers, Eddie's just going to be able to kill the TCs even faster. So Eddie definitely looking in a strong position here. This castle protecting this gold here. Eddie might be might want to move these villagers back though, but yeah. Throwing up some houses for some reason, but yeah, definitely a good raid from the Viper being able to kill so many of Eddie's gold miners, but Viper taking these gold on the side of his base, quite a cheeky move, but to be honest, I feel with this massive army cutting off like half of the Viper's base from the other, well, yeah, basically splitting the Viper's base in half. I feel that that's kind of putting Eddie in an advantageous position here, as the Viper isn't really able to engage fully. Like, it's going to be difficult. Yeah, skirmishers, they do have bonus damage against war wagons, and if they're tanked for correctly, they can be very good. Like, if you have a lot of rams in front of the war wagons, they're so hard to mass that you can't really deal with the rams that quickly, and that makes skirmishers a really good answer. But only having skirmishers and maybe a few knights, that's not going to be able to do that great. And as well, we have the Ongers being able to deal with the skirmishers really quickly, and that's just what makes it so difficult to beat the Koreans, is their Onagers, they actually have the longest range in the entire game. Like, you can get 13 range Onagers with the Koreans, I'm pretty sure, making it real difficult. I'll just turn down my game sound slightly because it's sounding pretty loud on my end. But yeah, this Korean Death Ball definitely starting to gain some momentum here. If Eddie got some skirms in here, it would be quite difficult for the Viper to answer, but Viper ending up with some villager trains now, definitely going to be in a bad situation for him very soon. And the Viper now starting to get quite a nice bit of eco on the side of the map here. Viper also having an extra 20 villagers, but that could definitely change quickly with all of this pressure coming in. Eddie also picking up the relics from the Viper, being able to claim all 5 for himself now, I believe. Going to be giving him a nice gold advantage in the extreme long game, but Viper being able to collect this gold is definitely a good thing for him right now that will be able to even the game out in the meantime. Eddie got no defense, so Viper still got a shot. Not sure what you mean by that exactly, Promoted Zebra, but I'll assume that you're right. But yeah, even like with full defense against mangonels and stuff like that, skirmishers will still have trouble, but against onagers they honestly stand no chance. Eddie got I don't know. Anyway, Viper moving up with some rams now. Going to be pressuring these walls. Eddie once again putting up some quick walls here, looking to completely hold it off. Barely holding it off here, and oh, an extra wall ended up popping there, and it looks like Eddie is going to have some pressure coming into his base now. Eddie calling the 11. And Eddie not really doing a huge amount of damage to the Viper right now. He has a lot of idle military not doing anything right now. But yeah, this raid from the Viper definitely could do some damage, and Eddie throwing up a defensive castle as well as a few bombard towers. But yeah, Viper moving up with all of these rams is going to be able to do a lot of damage to Eddie's economy. Eddie really needs to get some defense going right now, but Viper just coming around on this side with all of the siege rams, definitely looking quite threatening against Eddie right now, as Eddie doesn't really have any melee units that are going to be able to clean up these siege rams. The only thing that he has that can clean them up really are villagers and onagers, so this is starting to look really rough for Eddie right now. You can also see the score just slowly dropping into, well, not slowly dropping, but basically the Viper's score is now starting to catch up to Eddie quite suddenly, and yeah, Viper once again taking this really big raid here. And if we look at the idle time, actually, Eddie suddenly up to about almost 6 hours of idle time. That's huge for the Viper right now, as the Viper moving up with these rams, and Eddie doesn't really have any clean answer to this. Even some militia here would be good, but the Viper doesn't even have that. Oh, sorry, Eddie doesn't even have that. So after losing this entire chunk of economy on the side here, this push is finally going to be forced, but at what cost for at what cost for Eddie? And Viper just getting a massive eco to the side here, going to be moving into Cavalier and Hussar, once again subsidizing it with subsidizing it with skirmishers. I didn't say that Eddie... Wait. You said agree Eddie should win. Yeah, I think Eddie should win, but Eddie definitely didn't have anything to counter those rams, and once they came in, it allowed Viper to do a lot of damage to him. Viper's also got 2 more knights back here, which would be able to do even more damage, but Viper with that move definitely evened the game up quite well. Also, both these guys kind of right next to each other. Looks like Viper is going to try putting up a siege workshop to destroy that town center. But yeah, Eddie finally doing some damage with these war wagons to the Viper's economy, and yeah, you can see these guys are taking about 4 damage per shot, which is pretty decent. Like, let's see, they do 7 damage, 8. Okay, so skirmishers, yeah, they're doing pretty good against war wagons, better than any other type of range unit would. So yeah, skirmishers definitely are the best counter at the moment. It might be decent to get some halberdiers out. I'm not sure how well that works though, if anyone can tell me in the chat, but I do remember halberdiers being quite good using them as a kid, but I'm not sure how well they work at pro level or whatever. But yeah, Eddie's starting to move up with these bombard towers, now going to be able to kill the Viper's units quite quickly, as most of them are able to be one-shot except for the rams. And now Eddie's definitely got a lot more onagers, so he's able to deal with rams much better than he was before. But if he's just throwing them in front like this, he's going to be losing them really quickly. And within a matter of seconds, he's lost almost 4 onagers for nothing. And just getting that last shot off, if he's able to kill that treb, that will definitely help him. And Viper moving up with some siege rams after all of those onagers were killed, so the onagers aren't going to be able to do as much as they would have before that, but yeah. And Viper now moving up to kill this part of the eco of Eddie and do some ram rushes on this side here, where there's almost nothing to kill rams up this side of the map, and Viper might be able to take... He might be able to take all of these castles here, actually, because 270 shots from the war wagons is what it takes to kill one siege ram. But yeah, that treb going down now. Eddie is going to be able to move into the Viper's economy. Yeah, they do melt through war wagons really quickly, but the halbs also die real quickly. It really depends on how you engage them. If you can get the halbs up to the war wagons though, they do like 40 damage if I remember, which is really good. yeah, looks like Viper is able to clean up all 3 of those castles, which is going to severely stint Eddie's Eddie's war wagon production, and that's Eddie's main unit right now. Eddie doesn't have any more stone in the back of his base, I don't think. Yep, Eddie already mined that back stone. So Eddie now only got 1 castle to create units from. This is going to suddenly become a really difficult situation for him, as the Viper can just outmass him with cheaper units that can counter his war wagons. And to be honest, without war wagons, there isn't a huge amount to the Korean army, so either Eddie's going to have to buy stone with the tiny amount of gold that he's getting. He does have a lot more relics though, but Viper now taking out those relics, taking 2 of them for himself. And suddenly things are starting to look quite good for the Viper now. And this is a nice choke point for the Viper to engage in. Also, this is quite a nice choke point for Eddie to engage in, but once again, superior army composition just paying dividends for Viper right now. As he gets those siege rams in, and look at how many shots that is wasting of the war wagons. Like, just look at that. That is ridiculous. Like, you see how fast these hussar melt away, but when the siege rams get in front, it's insane how well Viper's units are trading. And don't forget, these war wagons also cost gold. Like, let's just look at this quickly. War wagons, 120 wood, 60 stone. And now suddenly Eddie's army just not able to sustain itself, and Viper moving up with all of these rams now, doing a huge amount of damage, killing tons of military buildings, and also releasing all of the relics from Eddie right now. And Eddie's gold has just come to a complete standstill almost. And let's just look at the market here. Trade, and there we go, Eddie calling the GG. He knows he can't produce enough units, and the Viper would just overwhelm him eventually, and Viper pulling back that game from a very bad situation. I feel that Eddie definitely could have won that game when he was just parked here with all of those war wagons, if he'd just gone up here and denied all of this eco. Because honestly, Eddie had enough power in the area. He definitely could have done some more damage up along here. But instead he let the Viper eventually take out his castles to the south here, which were, to be honest, probably Eddie's biggest downside, as well as letting the Viper just take these 2 gold piles up here. And yeah, I don't think those 5 relics quite paid enough for themselves. Like, I think there was, let's recall, I think there was about 4,800 gold over here. And we'll check the achievements now, but definitely well played by the Viper. Eddie possibly throwing that one, but Eddie relic gold, still not even as much as those 2 gold piles that the Viper got. So yeah, Eddie kind of throwing that game, I think, possibly, but yeah. It was definitely a good game and very well played from the Viper to take that one back. It was quite a difficult situation. But anyway, thank you guys for watching that game, and goodbyes.